Kylian Mbappe didn't have the greatest first match day of Euro 2024, but it definitely could have been worse. He did get an assist, but that assist was off the head of the Austrian defender. Clinical finish, might I add, but you do now get an assist even if it's an own goal. If you, I guess, were the last person to touch the ball, or maybe you created the play that ended with the own goal. Either way, I think that's the first time I've seen that happen, where somebody actually gets an assist for a goal that their teammate did not score. So that's new, and Mbappe was awarded that assist. So again, it could have been worse, but he did just about, 20 minutes later miss a sitter against the Austrian goalkeeper. It was 1v1. You'd put your house on him scoring this kind of goal, and he put it wide right, which means that Mbappe has still not scored in the Euros ever. And I predicted that he'd be the top goal scorer of Euro 2024. I have him as the Golden Boot winner. And I'm not one to flip-flop on my predictions. I'm sticking with it, but it's not a great start. Either way, at least Romania, I predicted to win their group and finish above Belgium. Everybody, including you guys, gave me crap about that. And I'm just saying, who's top of the group? It's Romania right now. It might not stay that way, but I'm riding this high while it lasts. But Mbappe missing that chance, it wasn't the worst thing Mbappe did during that match, because towards the end of the game, he went up for a header in which just straight into the shoulder of the Austrian player and broke his nose, which begs the question, will he wear a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mask in his next game? I think it's what France needs to win this tournament, okay? If Mbappe comes out in the next match with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mask, that's going to be the equivalent of haircut R9 or like bleach blonde hair Messi, masked up Osimhen. I mean, these are players that are unplayable with that unique style, and I think that it's exactly what Mbappe needs to fulfill the destiny of him being the Golden Boot winner of this tournament, because I need that prediction to come true for me to at least look like I got a little bit of ball knowledge. By the way, this is like a brand new YouTube channel. I actually have 0 subscribers, so I'm not even sure how you found this video. But if you are here, please hit the subscribe button. You might be the first one. And hit the like button as well. Maybe YouTube will push it out to more people. That would be spectacular. Speaking of Romania, it's not just Russia shooting missiles at Ukraine anymore, because Nicolae Stanciu is also doing the same thing. At least he's putting these missiles in the back of the net and not in downtown Kiev. Either way, that could have been goal of the tournament. And this Romanian side looks dangerous, not just because of their, 3 goals against Ukraine, but I just think defensively they are rock solid. They force other teams to take really bad shots. And even though they don't hold much possession, they get the job done. They've done it in the friendlies in the last few months. Honestly, in the last year, they haven't had bad results. And with their weak group with Ukraine, who they've already beat, Slovakia, who I think they can beat, and Belgium, who do not look strong, Lukaku is Lukaku all over again. I mean, Lukaku doing Lukaku things, right? He is missing easy chances. He's looking clunky as ever. And even when he does score, he's about, 2 inches offside, which might seem like a lot to you guys, but it's enough for VAR to call it back. And I feel like every time he drops one of these just world-class stinkers, he always does score. And there's some sort of witchcraft juju, unlucky madness that's happening to him, because it's always offside for him. It just barely. I feel like that's not all his fault. There is some luck involved in that, and you kind of feel bad for him at some point, but at another extent, it's like, just put it in the back of the net when you have the chances, when you're actually onside, because he had plenty of those as well. England are the favorites to win the tournament outright, at least according to the bookies. And that baffles me, because even though they do have a good team on paper, the game is not played on paper. It's played on grass. And historically, that just hasn't worked out too well for them. I mean, especially when it goes to a penalty shootout, which it eventually will for them, and they will lose on that penalty shootout because it's England. I mean, that's just how it works in penalty shootouts. But I'll tell you how I know it's going to go to a penalty shootout when they do get to the knockout rounds. Eventually, it'll come to a penalty shootout. That's because Southgate is a football terrorist, all right? He is the enemy of the people. He is no fun. I think that if his battery percentage on his phone was 97%, he'd turn on low battery mode, all right? That's how defensive he is, okay? The game between Serbia and England had 0.6 expected goals. In the entire match, both teams combined, because England scored early and then just sat back and defended for the rest of the game. As a neutral, I wanted to just rip my eyes out. I actually did stop watching because that game was destined to end 1-0. But when he does play like that against better teams, sure, you might be good enough defensively to hold them to 0 goals, but you'll also score 0 goals, and the game will end 0-0, and then you'll go to penalties, and you'll lose because you're England. And that's just what happens in penalty shootouts. So you better not go to penalties, and you might want to start playing with your players a little bit more forward. Maybe give Foden a chance to play the game, because I don't really know if he was even on the field the entire match. It says he was there for 90 minutes, but I didn't see him. But Foden didn't have the worst first match day of everybody, and neither did Mbappe, even though he broke his face and missed his sitter. Because this award goes to a man named Ryan Porteous. Who is Ryan Porteous, you might ask? Well, I would say check him out in his next Euros match, see what he's got. But that's probably going to be in 2028, and that's assuming Scotland even qualify for that, because in his graceful 43-minute appearance with Scotland against Germany in the opener of Euros, a match that everybody watched, he decided, after getting scored on twice in the first 25 minutes of the match, that before the half was even over, he was going to just straight up 2-foot studs up Brexit tackle Ilkay Gundogan. It was the worst challenge that I've ever seen. Okay, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it was not smart, that's for sure, because he did it in the box, so he gave up a penalty, he got a red card, and then now he's also suspended for the next 2 matches, which for Scotland is the rest of the tournament. I hate to say it, but he's done for Euros 2024. Like, that was his entire contribution to the tournament. Scotland then went on to lose that game 5-1, which statistically speaking means that they were actually better without him and with 10 men, because in the second half they lost 2-1, but in the first half they lost 3-0 with him. So maybe that was just the issue that they needed to fix. They needed to get him out of there, and then they got better. So we'll see what they come up with in the next 2 group stage matches. But to be fair to Ryan Porteous, all credit to him, actually. There are still 2 more matches left in match day 1. You got Turkey versus Georgia. You got Czech Republic versus Portugal. So somebody could steal the crown from him late with the worst performance, like a 94th minute winner, which in this case would be like a 2nd minute red card. Portugal, I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, he did win Golden Boot last time in Euro 2020, which was played in 2021. And with this kind of group, I think he could do it again. Turkey, Georgia, Czech Republic, the talent level seems kind of similar to what he'd see back at home in Saudi Arabia. So I think he should be crushing it in this group. That is a cakewalk. And we'll be covering it all right here on Nitro Charge. So hit that subscribe button, drop a like, watch the video 3 times. I don't know what to do. Put it out there into the universe. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.